Very good weekend. Good night.
Good evening. Well, the usual advice of head south for the sun has turned on its head this weekend. It's quite unsettled down over Europe, as you can see there. Some quite heavy, thundery showers around. They've got low pressure down there, and it's close enough to the UK to keep the weather unsettled in the southeast. The further north and west you look, well, to the northwest of Scotland, it looks cloudy there, but it's fairly thin cloud, and the sunshine will be coming through nice and strongly. You can look at the weather patterns for this evening. Well, not too good, really, for the south. You can see low pressure down there. As I say, it's close enough to the southeast to keep our weather in the southeast very unsettled. But to the northwest, well, you're quite close to this area of high pressure and lots of fine weather to come for Scotland, Northern Ireland and northwest England as well. But for the southeast, well, if you zoom into the southeast and see the wind flow for tomorrow, quite strong northeasterly winds coming in. They'll carry cloud, keep the temperatures down and bring some rain at times as well. But to the northwest, well, hardly a breath of wind for a time. High pressure just behind me there, so light winds coming around that, bringing fine, dry weather. Now the picture for tonight, well, the north and west clear, quite cold, temperatures as low as 3 degrees, and a ground frost, I think, in many places. The southeastern half of Britain, though, a lot of cloud around, many places dry, but some outbreaks of rain here and there, and temperatures fairly reasonable. 12, for instance, that's 54. The best of the weather tomorrow up in the northwest, Northern Ireland, Scotland, northwest England, probably North Wales as well, having some sunshine, I think, tomorrow. Whereas the southeastern half of Britain will stay cloudy. There could be outbreaks of rain almost anywhere, really, because some of that cloud will be quite thick. But I think if there's going to be any heavy rain, it's most likely in the southeastern corner there, where there could be one or two quite heavy showers around. Here's the winds and the temperatures for tomorrow. If you're outdoors, it's going to feel quite cold, I think, in the south, compared with what we're used to. Quite fresh northeasterly winds. Top temperatures, 18, 64, but I think 15 or 16 is more typical. Only 16 in the north, but that's 61, and with light winds, it's not too bad at all. Here's Sunday's picture, much the same. The best of the sunshine in the northwest, cloudy with rain at times in the southeast. A mixed picture, the sun's in the north. That's it. Here's tomorrow's summary.
Good evening. Customs officers believe they've broken a major drug smuggling ring operating through East Coast ports after seizing 2 tons of cannabis worth £7 million at Ipswich docks. David Jennings reports.
The cannabis, weighing 2 tons, was hidden in around 100 metal boxes. They'd been placed on casters and welded inside the hollow part of 2 containers, which arrived at Ipswich docks from Holland 8 days ago. The drug, a high-grade variety from Pakistan, was removed by customs officers and replaced with sand. The containers were then tailed as they were taken to a scrapyard near Telford in Shropshire. There, the containers were kept under constant surveillance until a group of men began cutting up the framework. In a raid on the site this morning, 4 men were arrested. 2 other men were detained at an address in Brierley Hill, near Birmingham. Customs Investigation Officer Alan Hewish.
The organisation that we've identified and apprehended is undoubtedly a major one. We believe that they may well have been importing on this scale for some months, and we're quite confident that had we not apprehended them, they would certainly have continued to do so.
An American serviceman was attacked and sexually assaulted whilst he was out jogging in Beck Row near Mildenhall Air Base at lunchtime today. The 29-year-old man was dragged to the ground by 3 men and subjected to what police claim is a serious sexual assault. His attackers then made off on foot after the incident. They're described as being in their early 20s with short hair and wearing blue jeans. 200 British football fans arrived in Harwich today under heavy police escort after the violence at Wednesday's International in Sweden. Some fans complained about the strict security measures, but the ferry companies say they had to protect their other passengers. This from Timothy Evans.
43 fans arrived back in Harwich early this morning, escorted by 20 British police officers. The fans have been required to surrender their passports and personal belongings on the ferry crossing from the Hook of Holland. Police ensured they did not mix with other Sea-Link passengers.
We wanted to keep the ship running normally. That meant that the bars should be open and the general facilities open to everybody on board the ship. And the procedure I took was really to prevent those fans having access to alcohol and then perhaps later disrupting the journey.
Sea-Link said they had no option but to take the fans.
We simply did not think that we were acting in a responsible manner as a British ferry company, simply to say, I'm sorry, we won't carry you, because they would just then go around causing problems in the Hook, more bad publicity for Britain and Europe.
Superintendent John Rhymes and Christopher Garnett of Sea-Link. An 87-year-old Cambridgeshire woman who was trapped in a dike for 36 hours is recovering in hospital tonight. Marjorie Fanciotti fell into the dike while walking near her home in Duxford on Wednesday. Police became increasingly worried about her safety after a major search in the area failed. But this morning, a horsewoman spotted her trapped in a ditch between the villages of Duxford and Ickleton. She was pulled out and taken to Addenbrooke's Hospital in a weak condition. Police say she would not have survived for much longer in the dike. A fisherman in Norfolk hauled in more than he bargained for when a half-ton shark became tangled in his nets off Winterton. It took an hour to drag the 12-foot-long shark to Hemsby. It was taken to Lowestoft Market for sale today. And the weather forecast now. Most places will be cloudy tonight and mist or fog patches will form later. Outbreaks of rain will spread slowly from the north and the region could be affected by showery outbreaks. It'll be cool with a fresh to strong northeasterly wind. That's it from me. Have a nice weekend, won't you? Good night.
Tonight on Anglia, a hammer chiller for the dead of night. The man who could cheat death. 2 o'clock tonight on Anglia.
From the elements of earth, air, fire, and water, Creda draws inspiration. Form that blends, surfaces that last, a sense of timing that defrosts and roasts, that washes and dries automatically. Creda, living technology.
Right, we'll be fine. See you later.
Help yourself to coffee.
Good idea. Nescafe.
You're not doing that right. You've got to magic the beans.
Magic the beans?
Yeah, everyone knows that.
Ah, you mean these with the special blend and roast that give a richer, smoother taste.
Cool.
Nescafe. Coffee at its best.
Nescafe always does the trick.
Listen, you lot need
protection
against whiffy breath caused by smoking and drinking.
Drinking, Ron.
Eating garlic.
Garlic, Ron.
And what's more...
More, Ron.
You're going to need these. New Clarettes. Breath fresheners with Actisol to
Help neutralise nasty niffs. Because pongs get right up my nose.
So get rid of them with...
a chainsaw.
Clarettes. A lot nicer than having your head chopped off.
Yeah.
Clarettes, the breath freshener with Actisol.
Here's how to make the complete car commercial. First, find a rugged landscape. This lets you show a bit of nippy handling. A rugged driver is a must, of course, as is one of those famous old rock tracks. Good grief. Then, after some more dramatic driving, what a surprise, a sudden landslide. That'll demonstrate the brakes nicely, show the car's practical side, and provide the perfect opportunity for a grand finale. It's easy, you see. You just need the right car.
Night.
New, longer-lasting Sure for men. At the end of the day, it won't let you down.
The planet Mars is paradise. Voices are never raised in argument. Never. There's only one sex, so no emotional problems. No fast cars. No noisy discos. Everyone is equal and lives to 803. Me? I sold up and moved to Earth.
Exploring the world of sex and the emotions, a new late-night series of Hodson Confidential begins Sunday on Anglia.
I believe that by talking straight about these matters, we can get beneath some widely held prejudices about different and less usual forms of sexual expression.
Facing Up to the Facts, Hodson Confidential, Sunday night, 12:35 on Anglia.
And back to tonight on Anglia and its Fields of Fire, the conclusion.